LDWMMAC. There's your boy, the coach. You're live on the Coach's Show, the Coach's Show live. Okay, guys. So you got John Jones. He's helping Claressa Shields, and Claressa, I don't know. She seemed to think that a lot of people are hating on her. I mean, I've even been accused of hating on Claressa Shields. I mean, where do we get that from? Okay, I'm not hating on Claressa Shields. I don't think a lot of people are. I think what they dislike is that the lack of respect for the time it takes to actually learn, okay, the nuances in mixed martial art. I think people are a little bit more upset with that. I don't even think people have an issue with her coming into the sport. I mean, a lot of people have been very complimentary of it. I mean, I've even said that, I think Claressa Shields would be good for women's mixed martial arts because there are not many black women in the sport to begin with. They're not. And it's just the ones that are there, they're very overshadowed, or, people have like a lot of these negative things to just say about black women in MMA. And some of the things that, some of these, non-black fans say about these fighters is just appalling. But I don't think people are hating. I think people just see a lack of respect for the skill sets that are involved. Now, as I said, she got John Jones helping her. And definitely John Jones he's that guy. He's that dude. He good. If you're going to learn from anybody, definitely I would say John Jones. He'd be the guy. There are some other things that, we do, like Claressa, she's going to have to get that in check. And I'm going to tell you guys something. That Titan Games, when she was in the Titan Games, that was telling. It was really, really telling. And I was telling people that, her and Kayla Harrison, I see why they friends. Her and Kayla Harrison, they have the exact same personality. And it's really just mind-blowing that these two, they have the exact same personality. Even, how they respond to questions, even how they handle criticism, they respond to it in the exact same ways. Like, they take every form of criticism and they think that it's an attack. And so they become very defensive. Like, guys, I ought to do like an interview, like Kayla Harrison and Claressa Shields doing an interview side by side, and like them being asked similar questions, and it's like they both take everything defensively. But there's one thing I noticed about Kayla and Claressa, but I noticed something on the Titan Games. I noticed it and I saw it. Claressa Shields, she always say, I'm not used to losing. I'm not used to that. Losing, we don't. I don't even think about losing. It's a good mindset to have, but man, when it actually happened, I saw Claressa Shields break down. I saw like the tough facade. I saw all of that I saw it subside. Like, and you really, like, I saw somebody who she looked like her whole world just collapsed. And that's the exact same thing I saw when I saw Kayla Harrison. When Larissa Pacheco, put some work on her. And Kayla Harrison looked like she just lost, her world. And guys, I'm like, man, it's the damnedest thing. Because these are two very tough women. These are gold medalists, two gold medal Olympians in their own right. And it's like, the threat of losing or even losing, man, it threw these girls for a loop. But I saw some things in the Titan game. Like, number one, Claressa Shields, her agility levels, they're not there. Like, because she was trying to, do Mount Olympus, I was telling you. And, Claressa Shields struggled with that. Like, her upper body strength and her, agile, she's not there. And I looked at it, I said, man, I got it. Claressa Shields has been blessed with good hands. Like, she don't have all the best strength. And then this explains why, she's not knocking people out like that. She just been blessed, man, with gifted hands. Like, her hands are surgical. This girl been blessed with the hands, so she really don't have to do a whole lot more in the boxing ring. Because her hands, where she lacking, athleticism and agility, Claressa Shields' hands will make up the stagger. That's the beautiful thing about this thing called sports. Like, just like in Kayla Harrison, where she lacked on the feet, her phenomenal awareness in the octagon and, her judo just makes up a stagger for her. So it puts them on an even playing field. Now, when But who do I think was more suited for MMA? I think Kayla Harrison with the judo background is more suited because she can use that narrative like I'm gonna eat a couple of shots and then I'm gonna take you down. Well, if you're a boxer and you're coming into the octagon, and if you got people that can legit take you down, they're gonna legit take you down. And see, you can lose a fight with somebody just laying on top of you for a round, and then you being a boxer, you can't get up. Now, I will have to say though, Claressa Shields, she's gonna be hard to take down because she's very bottom heavy. She's extremely bottom heavy, and I think that a person is gonna have to secure a single leg, or they're gonna have to do like a straight double leg where they got her up off her feet to take her down. But I think if somebody shoot in on her and she learned like basic takedown defense, I think she'll be able to stop some of the takedowns coming at her because she's bottom heavy, and she's going to be one of those people that she's going to be very difficult to just to elevate. Now, she might be open to a trip. I'm sure somebody will be able to trip her real easily, but she's got a solid base. But that's about it. Her base is solid, but she's almost like an immobile target. And can you imagine, her being in the octagon? I mean, can y'all imagine her being in the octagon and taking like a dozen leg kicks? I don't think she'll be able to avoid them. But, I'm thinking out in time. I'm thinking out ahead, I don't know if she'll be able to avoid the excessive amount of leg kicks. I think Claressa Shields, I think anybody training her, I think they need to, be realistic and do what's necessary to be the best. Do what's necessary to be the best. Take the necessary steps. Yeah, am I in agreements? For her fighting somebody, a couple of fights, who, in boxing terms, we say a bum. Yeah, I don't mind it because she don't have an amateur career. And I think people got to understand that Claressa Shields don't have an amateur career. So she don't get a chance to fight some of these lower tier fighters. She don't get that at all. She don't get the chance. So, I mean, I think PFL, feeding us some bums. We know PFL can do that. We know that the PFL can feed you some bums. We know that they can find you somebody off the couch. We know that the PFL can get that done, god dog it. We know the PFL is an expert at giving people bums. So, guess what? Put my mask on. We ain't got no thing in it. But I don't want Claressa to get in there. Okay? She get in there, man. And then you pump the brakes. And then, something get in there and happen because she's not prepared. Because MMA is a sport that if you're not prepared, if you're completely not prepared, okay, you're going to suffer the ultimate, like, beatdown. And I'm talking about, I've seen people that they're not prepared for MMA. They're not prepared. I've seen people go in there and get submitted and get their arms, like, pulled out of socket. I've seen it happen. And I've seen these people never fight again. I've legit seen people get their arms pulled out of their socket. And they don't fight again. They done. Career's over. I've seen people get head kicked into the hospital, be in a coma. I saw this amateur fighter who stayed in a coma for 2 weeks. He got head kicked in the head, man. He was a boxer. So, I mean, there are a lot of things, man, that's involved. And nobody's hating, but I just think, there's got to be a little bit more respect shown to what's going on. It's not just, you're not going to do a couple of things and then think you're finna ace and master this whole... It's not how it works. But do I think Claressa Shields got the work ethic? I think she do. I think she got the work ethic to be good. But that all remains. Because we're in this generation now where these people, they want it now. These people want it now, man. They ain't willing to brave no kind of adversity. And what I saw in the Titan games, y'all gotta excuse me, next to a bus. And y'all gotta understand, I saw Claressa Shields quit. I saw her quit. And I started wondering, what would happen if she get into a real bad submission? What would she do?